What's good, guys? It's your boy Lord Zed, and today on Breakdown we're going to be taking a look at the R3K. Before we get into it, I just want to tell you guys thanks a lot for tuning in. I appreciate the support. If you do enjoy this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and drop me a comment. Let me know what you think, if you like the gun, if you don't like the gun, if you think I'm an idiot, or if you agree with what I'm saying, whatever the case is. I appreciate the feedback. Okay, so now the R3K, as you well know, it's the second assault rifle that you can get. It's a 3-round burst rifle, and it's okay. As far as the numbers go, the damage up close is a 35, and the damage at a distance is a 30. So what that basically means is you're going to be getting kills in 3 to 4 shots, or 1 to 2 pulls of the trigger if you can land your hits on target. Now, one cool thing about the R3K is it gives you a damage multiplier, not just for headshots. So every gun in this game will give you headshot damage multipliers for those headshots, and nothing else. But the R3K actually will give you a multiplier for head and neck shots. So it gives you a little wider area to target so that you can get that extra damage. So I think that's very cool, and it's very unique to the R3K. Most head and neck shots result in that 3-shot kill or 1 burst kill, and it's usually at a medium to long range. So this gun's real strange in that its 3-shot kill range is not that big. That's one of the cons that I see with this gun. The 3-shot kill range is only 21 yards. So what does that really mean? 21 yards doesn't really mean much. I'm not out here measuring yardage when I'm playing the game. But just to put it in layman's terms, that's barely better than a submachine gun. So a lot of the submachine guns that have 3-shot kill ranges, they're roughly close to that 21 yards. So as an assault rifle, that is terrible. So you're not going to be getting, honestly, unless you're getting headshots, you're not going to be getting very many 1 burst kills. Chances are it's going to be taking at least 2 bursts to get those kills if you can land those bullets on target. So I already gave you one of the cons. There are plenty of cons to this gun, but let's talk about some pros before we get into the negative stuff. So as far as the pros go, the recoil on this gun is not bad at all. Unlike some of the other guns, the recoil on this gun is pretty much straight up and down. If you use some of the other guns as often as I do, you've noticed that the recoil tends to go up and to the left or up and to the right, which makes it kind of hard, especially if you're moving or the target is moving. But the cool thing about the R3K is that the recoil pretty much goes straight up and down. So again, if your aim is not what it needs to be, you can aim at the chest, and the recoil will help take that gun up and get you those headshots. So again, it kind of rewards you for having sucky aim, given the fact that it has a straight up and down or vertical recoil. Now, another pro that I've seen with this gun is the aim down sights time is pretty quick compared to other weapons. I definitely believe, based on my gameplay and watching other YouTubers, that the aim down sights time on this R3K is faster than the average for other weapons. So again, if you're somebody that gets into a lot of gunfights, or you need to snap aim people, this R3K is actually really good for that. Especially if you stack it with the quick draw handle, you can pretty much snap aim people at will and not lose too many gunfights because of the lack of being able to aim down sight. So that's also nice. I wish I had more pros for you, but those are the only 2 pros that I really have. So let's go ahead and get into the cons. As far as the cons go, I already talked about the 3-shot kill range being small, so I won't get into that anymore. A second con that I see is that certain variants with this gun have little perks or little added things to them that help to kind of extend the stopping power range. But unfortunately, and you can actually watch a video that Drifter did, Drifter tested the range and adding particle amp to this gun to see if that extended the 3-shot kill range, but honestly it didn't. This thing is pretty set on having that 21-yard 3-shot kill range, whether you put particle amp on or not, or whether you have a variant that adds range to this gun. Pretty much there's no real noticeable difference in terms of getting that 3-shot kill, which is kind of disappointing. if you like to use burst guns and you need that added distance to get those 3-shot kills. So that sucks. Adding a variant or adding particle amp does not extend that 3-shot kill range. Another con that I saw has to do with the rate of fire. The rate of fire on this gun, compared to other 3-round burst guns, is a lot slower. Not a lot slower, it's a little slower if you look at the hard numbers. The rate of fire for this gun is 900 rounds per minute, and that's definitely at least 100 rounds per minute slower than some of the other burst guns, which is not good. And again, given the slow rate of fire and the burst delay, which is at 300 milliseconds, so burst delay meaning the amount of time it takes between bursts or between trigger pulls, it's pretty slow. So again, if you don't have great aim and you're not hitting them in the neck or head going for that 3-shot kill, it's going to take you at least 2 bursts. You're going to have to wait 300 milliseconds in between bursts, and if the person that you're going up against in the gunfight with has better aim or has a quicker weapon, chances are you're going to get smoked, which sucks, man, and that's a recipe for disaster. Another con is that the iron sight can be a little obstructive. Unless you're putting a red dot, a ELO, or a VMC sight on this thing, using the iron sight is not advised, man, just because of the recoil going straight up and down, because of the iron sight being straight up and down, with that thing moving, and especially if you're at a distance, that iron sight can be very obstructive and it can be easy to lose your target. Let's see, do I have any more cons? Okay, I mean, we'll talk about it, but again, I don't see too many people trying to hip fire with this thing, but just in case you are somebody that likes to hip fire, do not hip fire with this weapon. And it kind of goes hand in hand with what I just said about the rate of fire and the burst delay. If you try and hip fire with this gun, you are going to lose 99.9% of your gun battles. And again, because of the time it takes in between pulls and because of that rate of fire, if somebody else has a automatic weapon, whether it's a submachine gun, light machine gun, assault rifle, it doesn't really matter, you're going to lose battles. So hip firing with this gun is freaking terrible. So your question might be, Zed, you just gave 2 pros and a bunch of cons, so do you even have a recommendation for this weapon? Truthfully, no, I don't have a recommendation. My recommendation is don't use this gun at all. If you have to use the gun, only use it in hardcore because it takes 1 bullet to kill. I would suggest putting quick draw, stock, and an optic on it, whether it's an ELO or a VMC or a red dot. Just make sure you put an optic on it. But more often than not, I say do not use this gun under any circumstances. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Again, if you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up button and drop me a comment down below. Lord Zed out. Peace.